Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to Proverbs with Paul in the afternoon on this beautiful Friday afternoon. What a glorious day God has given to us. Proverbs chapter 25, verse 1. These also are the Proverbs of Solomon, which the man of Hezekiah, king of Judah, transcribed. So the writings that Solomon had prepared have now been changed, transcribed into the representation of what we're getting in these moments. And this idea of oral communication and literal written communication, and that sense of the Psalms, the Proverbs, they were there being used amongst the people, but now they are being penned. And so right at the introduction of this chapter 25, there's a presentation of insight for us. And so the record of the proverb could be retained. And history books are written for the purpose of retaining the facts and the detail. And there is an assumption that somehow an oracle representation of recording is less than the penned reality. But in fact, history tells us that it's actually more accurate in terms of the intent of the person who has created whatever has been created. So the oracle representation is actually richer in authenticity than the written, because the written begins to represent itself on the understanding of the writer, whereas the oracle captures, as it were, all the motive and the emotion, all the depth, all the insight, because the temps are in the tone and the presentation of how we might say it. Some people are really good at reading, other people aren't very good at reading. Maybe they can all read, but there is some people that can bring something to life. And when the oracle reality of the representation is being declared, they can bring it to life. And when Solomon's Proverbs were being declared, they were being brought to life. And so he says, the men of Hezekiah, king of Judah, they transcribed them into words. So it's not necessarily that we've lost anything, but maybe there is some factor of that loss there. Thank you for joining me. Be blessed. Have a great day, and I'll see you on Monday.